Berserk Episode 1, the 2016 version. Bear with me. I don't want this to be that long, everyone. Trust me. Manga readers, bear with me as well. I am an anime only. I have not read any of the manga, which at this point I need to go and read the manga, honestly, because this first episode of this new Berserk series was god awful. It was horrendous. Like I was saying in my live stream, there were some scenes that were average at best, but the episode as a whole was really bad, and it was all over the place. Like even as a anime only, it fell all over the place. And I don't know, we have our opinions, of course, but if you're an anime only, if you're a manga reader, either one, I don't know how you could have thought this episode was good by any means, or even close to good. It was bad. It was really fucking bad. I would give it like a 5 out of 10 episode, honestly. 6 out of 10, which 5 is the lowest rating I go, so that's pretty damn bad. I've heard from you manga readers that this is supposed to cover the conviction arc, and I'm pretty sure the majority of this episode did cover the conviction arc, but I've heard from a lot of you and a couple friends of mine that they've thrown parts from other arcs into this first episode, and that is not good. And I've even heard that they skipped a whole arc, or they're not going to be covering a whole arc. That is really bad, and that's why I was nervous going into this as an anime only. I know a lot of manga readers were nervous going into this. The studio's working on it, the experience they've had, the CG, which I'm not even going to touch on that yet. I do want to talk about that though briefly because you all know what it's about, what it is already. But that is bad. That is really bad, honestly, what they're doing with this. And I feel bad. I really honestly feel bad for you manga readers because you want to see the anime do good and see the anime do the manga justice, but at this point, it's just ruining the rep of Berserk, honestly. And it's just a joke at this point. I need to go read the manga. I really do. I don't even know if I want to continue making videos over it on my channel, honestly, because it would be a waste of my time. I may still do the discussions with Professor Anime on his channel because I know he loves Berserk and he's looking forward to the anime. I think even he will think this was shit, honestly. But we'll see. I may do a few other episode live streams or reviews or whatever. But the CG, getting onto the CG. Actually, before the CG, I want to talk about a positive thing. The opening, I really like. The ending is alright as well, but the opening I really like by 9mm Parabellum Bullet. I like this song. I like the visuals. I like what was going on in the opening, for sure. And I like the insert songs throughout this episode as well, this first episode. Going on to the CG, now that we got the positive out of the way, that was really the big positive with the episode was the soundtrack. Guts was Guts. Guts was awesome. But the CG, man, it is worse than Ajin. It is worse than fucking Ajin. Like, I am not even kidding. Like, it was like some 10 frames, 15 frames, some fucking frames we've never saw before per second. Like, honestly, it was that bad. I'm not even exaggerating. It was really bad, guys. And you know what's fucked up? They throw these little 2D shots in there, and it looked really good, like the 2D shots, little random 2D things we got, like made up this much of the episode. It looked really good. I'm just like, why don't you make the whole thing 2D? Why don't you just give the whole fucking anime to Madhouse or something? Millipenensi and Gemba, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, really. You're ruining Berserk for the manga readers. I'm an anime only, but I can say they are ruining it from what I've heard, and I feel bad for the manga readers. They are ruining the rep of Berserk. I'm going to get on that manga. I need to go do that. I need to buy it. I really need to get on that. That's what I'm going to do. Pretty much, I'll talk about it briefly. Guts, he goes to a bar. He helps out this elven child who is getting beat up by these older men at the bar. We also meet Puck. Puck, I don't know. I know Puck is there for comedic relief, but I'm honestly really not a big fan of Puck. I find Puck annoying. I know Berserk is a gruesome, dark series, and having a character in there like Puck could be good for some comedic relief and, so for some lightheartedness, but I don't really like Puck. I find Puck annoying, but I understand why Puck is there. So Guts helps out this elven child at the bar. Guys who are beating him up, and the elven child looks up to Guts like he's the fucking greatest thing ever, which Guts is awesome. But he actually follows Guts out of the bar, and the kid actually ends up getting lost. We don't really see any of the kid after that. So what's going on with him? I'm gonna assume something bad or fucked up happened to him, because he was in the middle of the forest by himself trying to look for Guts, and he couldn't find him. So yeah, Guts moves along. He comes across this guy named Adolf. I believe his name was Adolf, and Colette, a girl named Colette. Puck also being there as well, and they pretty much take him in. and give him shelter, feed him. And as Guts is sleeping, resting, laying down from the generosity of these two, he actually has a nightmare caused by the incubus. At first, I thought it was like a flashback of some sorts or a dream or nightmare, but it was actually caused by this incubus, which told us, which Guts explained, that there were undead by, that a lot of people died at this area where they were at, or there must have been a war or a fight that broke out and a lot of people died. And we saw a shit ton of undead, and Guts mopped the floor with them, of course. But what really stood out to me in that scene was what happened to Colette, because she was pierced. We saw the undead come out of the ground and pierce Colette like right through the midsection. And after that, it seemed like she was possessed or something, because she was down and out of it for a couple minutes, it felt. And she came back. She was possessed, you could tell, definitely. And she was holding Adolf's head in her hand. And she even made a move at Guts, and it seemed like she actually did inflict a little wound on him, and to where after that, Guts just hacked her, sliced her in half. And then Guts was talking about how these people weren't strong enough to, survive, weren't strong enough to be with him. It was like him stepping on ants, pretty much, and him killing the undead as well. So that was that. After that, Guts moves along with Puck following him still, and we meet the Holy Knights led by Farnese. And that's pretty much where the episode ended. That's really, honestly, all I took from it. The CG is awful, god-awful. The soundtrack is really nice. Guts is Guts. Guts is awesome, CG or not. The shading also is not that good. I know a lot of you are like, oh, it adds to what the manga shows, and it adds detail and all that. It looks bad. Come on now. The shading is awful. It looked okay at some points, but overall it was really bad. And this episode of Berserk 2016 was bad overall. I know why they're calling it 2016. I don't even know why it's not listed as you would expect it to be listed as Berserk the Conviction arc or something like that, or Berserk Conviction, but they just call it 2016 because they're just throwing a bunch of shit into it. So yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But we'll see where we go from here. I want to know what's up with the Elven Child for sure, and I want to know what's going to happen with Farnese and the Holy Knights now that Guts is surrounded by them. So yeah, that's about it. A very, very bad episode of Berserk, the first episode. I know a lot of you feel the same way. A lot of you may like it. If you did like it, let me know why you did. I don't know why you would like it, but we all have our opinions, and I'll respect your opinion, and hopefully you respect mine. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Peace out.